The next part we're going to move on to is just inside ties. Who knows what inside ties means? What's it mean?
Just you have inside control.
What's that mean?
That you're going to be able to get to the moves easier.
Okay, where are my hands? Where are his hands?
Inside of his arms.
Yeah, my hands are inside of his, right? So basically, if I'm doing inside ties, okay? So basically by an inside tie, I mean my hands are inside of his. So if his tie up on the outside of mine is. Okay, so basically I want my hands inside of his. All right, because from here, I can attack his legs. You know, it's harder for him to attack me. And how I like to start when I'm learning is just here on the bicep and this other hand here on the collarbone. Gives me an opportunity. I can push, I can pull, I can slide, I can pull the other side. All right. As you get more advanced, like by the time you get to college and stuff, it's hard to fight right here. Or internationally, it's hard just to fight right here. A lot of guys aren't going to let you in here. So a lot of it ends up more here on the head, you know, using my head here or blocking out my head here, but I still want to be inside his arms. Okay, but while we're learning this, I want to stay away from the head, just because if I can learn to move a guy from the arms and inside here, it's going to be easier. So when I do start moving on the head and banging, I'm going to have an idea of what it is that I'm supposed to do. Okay? So basically, the inside ties, I'm just going to start from my stance, my good stance, my motion, my fakes. He's in a stance. Okay? So when I'm here, I'm moving, faking, touching the head, whatever. When I'm ready, I'm going to give him a little pop. It's like, boom. You know, like when football players come up off the line, and then boom, like trying to catch each other right in the pads. Same type of thing. So we're here, when I'm ready to go, boom, I'm coming in here. This hand is coming right here on the bicep. This other one, boom, popping right here on the collarbone. Okay? And so now that I'm right here, I want to make sure I'm still staying in a good stance. I don't want to come up right here and push, because look what happens. I open myself up. He can attack my legs, right? So I want to make sure I still have my head in here. I still got my hands in here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put pressure on him. Okay, I'm going to start pushing him. So I'm going to push him until he reacts. Now that he's pushing back, now I'm going to change direction. I'm just going to circle. Whether it's right or whether it's left, I'm going to circle. So I'm here, push, he pushes back, boom, I'm going to circle. Or, you know, he pushes back, I'm going to circle. And you see how his momentum is helping me? How it's, boom, I'm just giving a little tug, and he's taking these big steps. That's what you want. Like while you're wrestling a match, if you can think about, okay, if I'm getting the guy to step, that means he's out of position. It's like, bam, if he's making that sound, it's like his legs are full of cement. And that's when I'm going to attack. And it also means he's going to get tired as the match goes on, because he's playing catch-up every time. Because you're pushing him, you know, he's like, He's out of position a lot. He's having to scramble and recover. And that takes a lot of energy. Like it makes the guy tired. Okay? So right now what I want you to work on is just pushing the guy and pulling him. And I know this is going to happen. Some of you guys are probably going to do this. Okay? Because I've seen it every time I teach this. I see this. Okay? You're going to be here pushing. He's pushing back, and when you're pulling, you're going to... What did I do there?
Open up yourself.
I pulled him right into me. My chest came up, my head came up, I got out of my stance. Okay? Or I see people do this. Same thing, right? I don't want to do that. I want to make sure when I'm here, you know, I'm pulling him to the side. Okay? I'm pulling to the side, or if I'm straight from here, it's to the side. I'm pulling his arms down to the side. I'm not pulling him into me. All right? So when I'm pulling, when I'm saying pull, it's push. I'm pulling him down and I'm circling. Okay? Any questions? Okay, let's try that just right now. Just push and be a good dummy man. Be a good partner. Make sure you're pushing back a little bit. So then when he pulls, you're going to be taking steps. Okay? It's not like you have to push really, really hard when he's pushing back, but just give him a realistic view of what it's going to be like. Because if a guy's pushing me, you know, if he's pushing me, I'm not just going to be backing up, because that's going to be stalling. Right? I'm eventually going to have to engage. So if he's pushing me, you know, I'm eventually going to have to hold my ground, and then that's when he can do, you know, that's when he can move me. Okay? Easy enough? Okay, let's try that. 1, 2. Okay, let's try that again. Ready? 1, 2. Perfect. Okay, remember, start from your position. Don't, here, look in here. Okay? We're not just going to go, just walk into this like, you can do this slow, that's fine, but I want to make sure that you're going here from the right position, so I'm here in my stance, and I'm getting my hands heavy on him. See how he came inside? That's fine. If he's inside, I'll just slip in. Now that I'm in, now I can start working my push. Start working my pull. Okay? Let's try that for a few minutes. Push, pull. just work on right here, biceps, collar. Okay, just work on pushing here. Push, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, snap. That type of stuff. You can go slow. You don't have to be really tight while you're doing that. Just it's that easy. You know, just slow. Look, okay, here, push. He's pushing back. You're tight up on the outside. So push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Just so you get used to that. You know, just nice and easy, nice and slow. Okay? So you got to take it slow so your body figures out how to do it, and then you can speed it up as you go. Okay? Okay, make sure you're in a good position when you're pulling. You guys can slow this down too, so it's like I'm here, you know, I'm just gonna push, belly pushes back, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Okay? Just nice and easy, just so your body can, that muscle memory can pick it up. Okay? Make sure you're staying in your stance when you pull, and you don't want to come up above it. Just remember, it's like, and again, this is going to take some time. It's a little different. I'm sure most of you guys don't wrestle from there. It's new. I know when I first started wrestling, I didn't know anything about inside ties. When I first started wrestling, it was all from an outside shot. And so I would take shots from outside, and I was good enough against the kids that I was wrestling to be able to get in and take them down and stuff. But as you wrestle the better kids, you got, I mean, they know you're going to, if you're taking an outside shot, you know, they're going to be ready for it. So they're going to have their hands here, and they're going to have their head here, and they're going to have you beat with their hips because they see it coming. So the better you can get at getting inside and setting the guy up, the easier everything else is going to be. The harder that you work on the setup, the easier the finish is going to be. Okay? So just remember that. The harder you work on your setup, the easier the finish is going to be. Okay? And another thing is, are you guys brothers? Mm-hmm. You guys are brothers. This is something you guys can do at home. Like me and my brother, my older brother, I got an older brother, he's a couple years older than me. He wrestled too. But what we would do is we would always just fight for inside position. So, you know, we made a game of it. So, like, I would start, you know, like we'd start here. I'd start with inside position, then he'd try to fight inside position. So he'd fight his hands inside, then I would fight inside, and he would fight his inside. You know, and then he'd fight, and I'd fight. You know, we were looking to try to get him to step. So this is something you guys can just do, kind of pummeling and hand fighting back and forth at home. I mean, it's perfect. You have a workout partner available whenever you want it, you know. So just work on this drill, push, pull, working to fight inside, and it's going to help a lot, okay?